Sherri, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and welcome back to Chicago. I know you're a hometown girl.
I am excited to be home. This is my hometown, Chicago. This is where I grew up. Yay! And it feels so good to be home.
And you have so much going on, but I want to talk about the start. And I want you to tell us how you got into Hollywood. Because from what I understand, you started at a law firm, and when you decided to take the plunge, within days, 12 days, I believe, you were hired. But then the sitcom only lasted for a season, so you had to go back to the law firm. Tell me about that.
I did. I started out as a legal secretary, and I always was making people laugh. And so my girlfriends were like, you should try stand-up. So it was 8 of us, and we decided to go to the Comedy Store one night. And I remember it like it was yesterday. We went to Sizzlers. We had all-you-can-eat shrimp with the garlic cheese toast. And then we went to the Comedy Store. And right before Andrew Dice Clay got on, I was making people laugh before the show started. And he got up and made the women mad, because Andrew Dice Clay. And they kept saying to me, you should try that. And it was something that scared me in my entire life. My mantra for life is, if it scares you, do it. And so I decided, let me try to get on stage. I got on stage. I've never looked back. I started doing stand-up with Jamie Foxx and Chris Tucker, Monique, and Cheryl Underwood. They're good friends. And, from there I got into acting. And I never thought I would be on The View. That's something that scared me. Interrupting people, talking about politics, all of that. I do it scared every day. So I'm a co-host on The View, and I'm living a dream.
Even with that, Sherri, even with all the things that you have going on with The View, with 30 Rock, with your own Sherri show on Lifetime, you still maintain your roots in stand-up. You still do comedy shows. Why is that important to you?
You know what? I do stand-up because that's where it's just me, and I get to talk about the craziness of my life with a room full of people, and somebody connects, because I think it's just crazy for everybody, especially if you're a mother, if you're a wife, you're a single mom running around trying to take care of everything, and that's what I talk about. So I love doing stand-up because it's a one-on-one, and I have a stand-up special coming out on the Epix Network June 21st. It's my hour special called It's My Time to Talk, because somehow every day in the morning I don't get enough time to talk.
And you talk about that because you are very personal in your platforms, whether it's on the show or anything that you do. And one thing that you did talk about that you went through was diabetes. You wrote a book about it.
It's called Plan D. It's how to lose weight and beat diabetes even if you don't have it. Because in 2007, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I weighed 197 pounds right before I started The View. And I really had to just revamp my relationship with food, really get into exercising. And I wrote this book because I'm passionate to let people know that even if you have diabetes, it's not a death sentence. If you take care of yourself, if you eat right, if you exercise, you can stave off a lot of the effects of diabetes. This is the best I've ever felt in my entire life, and I have diabetes. And so it's my journey, and it's also a book to show people what you can eat, what you cannot, what you can substitute, how you forgive yourself if you fall off the wagon, because this is a journey that we're on. So I love this book so much because diabetes is the 4th killer in the African American and the Latina community. So I just want to let people know it's not a death sentence. You can still live life. And if you follow the plan I followed, I've kept the weight off. I feel good. And if you follow this plan, I believe that people can feel good as well.
And we saw you lose weight before our own very eyes on Dancing
with the Stars.
You saw
me Dance with the Stars. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, that's one of the things I talk about in my book, how Dancing with the Stars was so helpful to me in, doing something that I feared and losing weight. But, everybody can't do Dancing with the Stars, but you can dance. Everybody can't go to the gym, but I dance with my son 30 minutes on Sunday, and I get my heart rate up. And that's one of the ways I, do exercise, because you can't go to the gym every day. So it's like finding ways in your life that works for you, for your lifestyle, to be healthy.
Now, do you watch this season, and who's your favorite if you do?
Well, Val Schmirkovsky, that's my baby. That's my partner. Him and Zendaya are it. But really who I'm rooting for, Andy Dick. Andy Dick, that's my friend. That's my assignment from God. But it's Andy Dick and Val Schmirkovsky.
Now that you told your fans how to live healthy, you're helping us look sexy, too, with this Luxe hair line. Tell me a little bit about your Luxe hair line.
I have my wig line. This is a dream come true. I've always, wanted, I love wigs. My grandmother was wearing wigs in church. She had the wig heads. I come from a family of wig wearers. It is as natural to me as brushing my teeth. And so I've teamed up with Luxe Hair, and I now have the Sherri Now line, and it's a lot of wigs. We have 12 different wigs. They come in 18 different colors. And what I love about wigs versus weaves is it's versatile. I can be this one day, I can have long hair the next. You see me, I got my long hair. You know, my husband gets to be with 12 different women at any given time. But you know, it's so versatile. I go to the gym, I take this baby off, I can sweat as much as I want to, and I can put this wig on. So it's very accessible to all people. You can change up your look. If you break up with your boyfriend, don't go and chop all your hair off. Just put a wig on. If you want long hair and you want to see how it looks, you want the Beyonce look, put a wig on. So I'm all about, you know, we are so busy in our life, and sometimes we don't have time to sit in front of the beauty shop for 5 hours. But you can throw a wig on, and you got a lot of different looks, a lot of different colors. I love it.
Now, what are the price ranges for your wigs?
My price ranges go from $29.99 to $69.99, but they last, and they're made of Carolyn. They're very light, so you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to start fanning myself, and then, you know, because I'm going through my premenopause. I'm hot flashing today, but you can breathe in the wigs, and also you can use the curling. You can use heat. Very light heat setting, but my wigs, you pull them out the box, they pretty much come ready to wear. I haven't done anything to this wig. This is a new wig. I pulled it out the box, I shook it out, I put it on. I put a few bobby pins on because I know people are going to hug me, and I don't want it falling on the floor. So you shake it out and you put it on. You don't have to do anything with it. It's ready-made. So they're all synthetic because it's just easier to maintain than the human hair. So that's what I love about the Luxe Hair Now line.
You also talked about your work on The View. There's going to be some changes with both Barbara and Joy leaving. If you had your choice, who would be in those seats next to you?
Wow. Well, if I had my choice, who could take the place of Barbara Walters? That's, you know, that would be like a retire that chair, I think. But to take Joy's place, I don't know. I'm still trying to get over the depression of Joy leaving because she's so instrumental and we have such a chemistry. So I don't know. I would love to see a Latina in the audience because I think, you know, they have something to say, and I would like to hear it, and I think the world needs to hear it. So I say, you know, put some more color at the table.
Talk about some of the other things that you have going on.
I work with YAI, which is a charity for disabled children, because my son was born prematurely at 5.5 months, and this is an organization that works with premature children and disabled adults. And I work with the March of Dimes, who has a lot of research funded to help prevent premature births, which is very big in the African American community, premature births. So I work with both of those charities because children just have a place in my heart. If I could, I'd have 12 of them, except my husband says I wouldn't do right by 12 kids. But those are the charities I work with. I have a couple movies coming out, things that I've pitched. I think you might see a sitcom in the works. And again, my book. And then I still got to go home and be wife and mother.
Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
We have Sherri Sheppard with the Trending Report.